up, my people? JaxB.TheRipper here. So we're here with January favorites. I didn't really listen too much in December, to tell you the truth. If you're new here, I always feel like I have to say this. Usually when I do my favorites, they're not always new stuff. I never really did that. When I started this like 7 years ago doing Metal Monthly Favorites, it was just whatever I was listening to. That's it. If there was something new, there was something new. I have been trying to incorporate new stuff, but the past month and a half have not been the greatest. So I didn't really care about the new stuff that really has been coming out. Let's talk about Iwata. They came out with a couple singles. I think these ones came out this year, or it might have been came out like towards the end of last year. They have one called Something in the Way. So it's basically like a Nirvana cover. I don't even like Nirvana as it is unless it smells like Teen Spirit. Other than that, never gave a fuck about Kurt Cobain. Didn't give a I just didn't understand what he reinvented or whatever, right? I didn't really fucking care. Wasn't my scene, don't care. But the vocals of the lead singer, I didn't even look up the name, sorry. But I'm like, no, dude, stick to the black metal vocals, because it sounded, okay, I'm not into goth music either that much. There's very few goth stuff I listen to, but it sounded like that slow, miserable goth kind of voice. And that's why I did not like this song whatsoever. And I was like, okay, maybe it's just Something in the Way. Maybe it's just that song. Then they had another single, Virgin Fire. I was more optimistic at first. I was more optimistic. There was folk in it. Love folk. I was more optimistic. But as soon as those goth telling vocals kicked in, I was out. I was out. So yeah, I'm sorry, reverse. Like usually I leave the stuff I don't like towards the end. I was like, I might as well get them out of the way right now. I mean, I've listened to Cult of the Dying Sun. That's a good album. Like that's a really good album. I think I want to say that was the album that was basically really big, and I think that was when like the Metalhead box brought out like the white t-shirt and everything. You guys remember that? I think I like Iwata. I just didn't like these two songs. Iwata. Why does that sound like a drink? Maybe I'm not even saying it right. I think that's like the name of a drink. It's also like the name of a fruity drink. Anyway, Alter Bridge, another one I didn't like. Don't worry, we're gonna get to stuff I like in just a minute. It's the self-title. I think this is like progressive rock or something. Yeah, it's progressive metal. It just sounds like divorced dad rock to me. I don't know, I didn't like it. I tried. The only reason why I heard of them is because there's this TikTok channel I follow, and they were like, you know, it's basically they own a shop or whatever. They're like, oh, here are the new stuff we got. I was like, who's Alter Bridge? I was like, oh, I'll type it in and look it up. I didn't care for it. If you're more on the progressive side, you probably will like it, to tell you the truth. That's just, I'm not a, you know, you don't really hear me talk about prog stuff here, or even doom stuff, slam stuff. You don't hear me talk about those stuff around here that much. But I did take down some notes of what other perspectives were saying, because I'm trying to be positive here. They were basically saying like this is like their perfected sound basically, so that's good. Okay, that's good. The drums have enough force to shake the ground. They were saying the vocals are soaring, and the album has towering towering riffs, but to me it just sounded like divorced dad rock. Okay. But I mean, great for them, but it's just not my thing, and I decided to give it a shot, and yeah, no. Anyways, moving on. Currents. This is in the middle for me, and I'll explain why. All That Follows EP. When I first saw the cover album, again, I found out through that one channel on TikTok. I was like, oh, this must be like black metal or something, because it looked like atmospheric black metal cover album. And no, I was wrong. It was metalcore, like a melodic metalcore band. I was like, oh, okay, fine by me. I love metalcore. I like melodic metal, you know, and both together, sure, whatever. I'm open to them, so I don't really care. Here's the thing, I don't know what it is. It's a good album, but or EP, I should say, it's an EP. It's not memorable. It's just not, I can't record it in my head for whatever reasons. And I'm trying to be optimistic, because I'm just like, okay, maybe because you're just going through a lot, Jax, you know. Your life is like not the best. Let's just, you know, although I stand by what I said about Alter Bridge. You can't change my mind about that. But it's okay if you like it. So I don't know, I was just like, why can I not like, you know, record that in my head, you know? Why can't I, like, I don't understand why. It's the same thing people are saying, like, you know, I was reading like other interviews, or not interviews, but like other perspectives. People were also saying this is probably their best work, because apparently a lot of their previous work was not that great. I think they also went through lineup changes too. Maybe that's what it has to be as well. Vocals are great. It could be from clean to soaring, pitching, kind of like a frying type of vocals and stuff. And the first song gets you excited to listen to it. It doesn't start, y'all know how I can with the slow, steady first song. It's like I want to tap out, but you know, I'm trying to suck it up. But it's like I'm one of those people, you can start off slow but hurry it up, get in, you know. This was starts really, really fast, and they kind of move into the next song quicker and quicker, and I love that. So it makes you want to listen to it more, at least, right? But again, I don't know why this is just not a memorable. I can't even remember it right now. Like, how into that type of music, you're gonna like it. Take my word for it, but for some reason I just don't know why it won't record in my head. Weft. Okay, so the Splinter Or, from the band from Texas, the main guy is named Charlie Anderson, and this is like a solo project. I heard about them because, you know, in case you don't know, I'll put the link down below. Lonnie had like the 2025 favorites, and he wanted like a bunch of people from YouTube, metal YouTube I should say, to come in and join along and, you know, make a video. I did one on Nights, so in case you want to hear me, well, I already talked about them before, but I just did like a little 2-minute video on it, and I sent my video in. So if you guys want to go see that, go over there as well, and maybe you want to hear their perspective on Weft as well. So the Splinter Or, so that's how I found out, because Azak from the Abyss was talking about it. Austin Lund from Panoptica, I believe he's on the second song only. Great work. You already know how I love Panopticon. So this is, if you like Panopticon, you're gonna love Weft. Weft is basically more Texas based. You're gonna hear more of that Western style for sure. So it's just good old folk American black metal. So yeah, atmospheric black metal with some progressive in it, and then so you hear like Charlie singing, and like you will hear him like soaring and screaming. Then you have some vocalists in the background too. One of them is female, and I think her name was Andrea Morgan or something. I believe she does the session vocalist, but she also like sings in it. It sounds very like, how can I say, I don't want to say church music, but she has like, you know, that harmonious kind of voice, but it's very haunting as well. You can hear it in the background, which is supposed to be kind of like she's echoing from the background. And he does that too, and some of his stuff, so throughout the album as well, I should say. The first track, it was too slow. Again, I was so close to tapping out. Beautiful, but it was just too slow. But then right when it got into False Kingdom, that's where it built up. That's where the violin kicks ass in this fucking album for sure. It makes it more dramatized, like almost like a Western film, to tell you the truth. I know The Hall and Red Dawn had to like had references to like the 1900 with hurricane that happened in Galveston, how it wiped off everything out, as well as like, you know, any kind of like native land. And then the vocals on Dream Oak, was it Dream Oaks? Yeah, Dream Oaks made me chuckle because it was kind of like bluegrassy, kind of hoed out kind of vocals. I think Panopticon had that too on Laurentian Blue, I think it was. Yeah, it was a good album. I thoroughly enjoyed this album. It was done so well. It still has like, you know, even the vocals, like it sometimes sound like raw black metal as well, but like I said, it transitions to so many different types. So he did a very good job with like transitioning with his voice. I could have swore I heard ukulele in it. I think it was the last song. Yeah, the last song, I could have swore I heard ukulele. Let me know if you guys heard it too. I don't think there was a ukulele, but I know Charlie Anderson played almost all the instruments, all of them, from the violin, the bass, the guitar. Motionless in White came out with a single, like literally like towards the last week of January. It's called Afraid of the Dark. The last album, or you know, music they produced was in 2022, Scoring the End of the Earth, or End of the World, I'm sorry. Lyrically, everybody was talking about the lyrics. Nobody was talking about the music for whatever reason. I mean, it was good, but everybody was talking very lyrically. You for sure heard the bleh in it. You heard the blab, you know what I'm talking about. But it had like a dance breakdown. It had like a raw naked chorus breakdown. It had double the breakdowns. I was like, nobody was mentioning that. They had synth layers in it. It was like nobody was mentioning. Everybody was just like, oh my god, the lyrics. Like, oh my god, y'all like really be obsessed. Don't get me wrong, the lyrics were good. The lyrics fucking hit right there. But also, you also gotta remember, like, some people don't really give a fuck about the lyrics, especially because we all know metalcore is basically a harder version of emo. Oh my god, I'm gonna get hate for that. But it's like, you know, the lyrics are gonna be way different than the other stuff we listen to in metal. And I know like a lot of my fan base here, they're now Motionless in White fans, so I feel like I kind of have to explain, but then not really, because I don't think they really care either. But anyways, I'm just trying to say, but it was a damn good single album, and a lot of people are saying it's kind of like Creatures. Yes, and I also think is like Reincarnate as well. Specifically exactly that song too. There's a lot, because I know Chris was talking about like saying, you know, I want past and present. Rather, he was saying that more in a philosophy type of way, or he meant it musically. I think both. But yeah, no, it is heavier for sure than scoring the end of the world or earth, whatever. Are we ready to talk about this? Are we ready to talk about this? All right, so any of you guys are new here, I am a huge Megadeth fan. I was even like in love with the asshole when I was younger, right? I knew everything. I still no, I haven't caught. Let's sort of say I stopped catching up with a douchebag, I think like in 2016 or 2017, around there. It's because I was getting sick and tired of his stupid little religious crap, to tell you the truth. So yeah, that's the main reason why. So I was like, what? I'm gonna be honest, the first two songs I didn't really care. Even though I don't care was a little bit more entertaining than what I thought. Was it my favorite track? No. Should it have been the one to blow up? No. But we all know why it blowed up, because he was so cringy. You know, he was so cringy. And honestly, he was so cringy to the fact that even these mainstream, like kind of like what's it called, music news outlets and stuff like that, from TikTok to YouTube or whatever, the ones that basically do, you know, divorce dad rock reviews and talk about those bands. They even talk oh my god, I'm putting him under that category. They were talking about how cringy it was and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, you leave it to Metal Sucks blabber, you know, the metal community. Like, why are you guys coming in? Like, you guys listen to Blink-182. Why are you coming in here, you know? So I was like, we're gonna hate on it. At least let it be our community. Don't let it be like these other assholes that I was like, no, stick with your skater rock over there. But it did have like, I don't know, it did have punk influence in that song. It's like, it's not my favorite, but I did really like the whole you gotta go. What was it? I don't know. It was something like that for some reason. See, that's stuck in my head. I didn't care about Tipping Point. That one was like the weakest. It really did show. Yes, everybody's correct. Dave's voice is struggling, but I also felt like this is a good goodbye album. And you know, at the end of the day, Megadeth has always been consistent. You know, he's not like he tried to make a Christian rock album. I won't be surprised if that's where he's gonna go with his solo career. I'm not gonna be surprised. But I did hear Countdown to Extinction in this album for sure, especially if we're gonna compare it to the songs like Architecture of Aggression, and Skin of My Teeth. And I even heard like a little bit of Endgame and a United Abomination as well. You know, it was definitely more modern, but like with the hints of the past, you know, which is a good way to go, because how much more new music can you make? None of the big four are that great anymore, okay? Like none of them. So it's like, why are we over here like so mad that you're not putting out the best album? They're dying on us. Look at the shit they did. Dave Mustaine got caught with like 9 drugs in his system, and he had like 7 of them in the car. Come on, you guys. Like, I don't know why he's alive. It was the same thing with Ozzy. I was like, why did he live that long? It's like, why are you alive? Seriously. Lyrically, it wasn't that bad. It was like the least political. I'm kind of surprised, because we all know how Dave could be, you know, kind of, I feel like I should be holding, oh, totally the back, sorry. I feel like I should be holding it like this the whole time. You know, I don't really hold physical copies in my channel that much, so I feel like I should be going like this. I know this album they have, what's his name, Timu Munstari, sorry, but he is definitely from the Nordic area. He was with Winter Sun. I'm not familiar with Winter Sun, but I heard it's a kick-ass band, and you have to be really talented to be in that band. I can't keep doing that. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to put it down right here. Definitely think with his vocals he should have gone more melodic for sure. I think you know, try to do like more of that smoother transition instead of him trying to be high pitch. As the song Another Bad Day, oh, how can I relate? I relate very perfectly to that song. It has more of that grimness, and you can hear a little bit of So Far So Good So What. That's my favorite album, as you can fucking tell with the Rest in Peace Mary Jane favorite shirt. Not getting rid of it. I don't care. It could be holy and everything. I'm not getting rid of it. It's a very basic album, very basic, very structural, but I do feel like he did a good job in saying goodbye. I really do. That's what it is. If you follow, like I said, if you're a hardcore fan like I was and everything, you'll understand. But here's the thing. I want to talk about this. Ride the Lightning. I could have swore he already did his version a long time ago, because I remember that fucking kickback party in East LA in 2008 or 2009 that I was at with my cousin. I'm not gonna name any details because in case her husband sees this, but I could have swore, because I'm not, this isn't a Mandela effect, don't fucking gaslight me, I could have sworn, I'm 100% sure he already did a version of this. I was 21. I'm 37 now. I was 21 years old. I know, because I was finally at the age of drinking. I was having the best time of my life. So I was like, I know for sure he already did this version. Why are people acting like this is the first time they heard it? Maybe, I don't know. This was before, you could find everything on YouTube. Like, yes, YouTube was getting strong and everything. We didn't have Spotify. I think we barely had Pandora at that time. We definitely didn't have Apple Music, and all that. The streaming was not as streaming, So I was like, no, I know one of those guys put that shit on. And I remember hearing, hey, this is different. This is not, what's his name, James. And they're like, oh, that's Dave Mustaine. I was like, shout out, that's Dave. They're like, yeah, that's Dave. And I'm like, I know I heard it before. So that's why when everybody was like losing their shit, I was like, this has been out. I know it's been out. It must have been like on cassette or something. I was like, I know it's been out. I remember that East LA party. Anyways, thank you so much, Dave, for all the years. Like I said, I truly do believe it ended in a good note, at least. He did go through the throat cancer surgery and everything, so I think we all knew. That it just was not going to be the same. And I have not heard the album before this one. Actually, no, I heard the song with Ice-T. I couldn't. It just it threw me off. I was like, I can't. I want to listen to the one with Sammy Hagar, though. There is a song where he has with Sammy Hagar. I should listen to that. Next album. Starbenders, Take Back the Night. I discovered them technically in 2023, but I forgot that I had saved them and I just never went back to listen to them. But they blew up like on Facebook, TikTok, and even Instagram. I found them on TikTok, obviously, because I'm really, when you look at this band, it is 70s, 80s, trashy style, old school trashy style. This band are the lead singer is Kimmy, I believe her name is. It looks like they left 1978 to 1984, so it was like around that era or something, right? I love this music. It's like rock and roll influence with modern time. You're gonna hear the Fleetwood Mac. People were even saying they heard Rammstein in the song Sex. Okay. I was like, I guess, sure. I guess because of the synth and all that. So I don't know. You're trying to tell me you heard industrial metal in there? I don't know, but I definitely got the punk. I got the glam. Whatever you want to call Fleetwood Mac. I definitely got all that throughout the tracks that they were singing. And they also did a cover of, what's it called? Was it Poison by Alice Cooper? It didn't really do much, not something I went back to. I would still prefer the original Poison, to tell you the truth. Not a horrible remake, but it just didn't really do much. If anything, it was much more slower. The band did do a remake. I believe it came out this year. Their version of 21st Century's Digital Boy from Bad Religion. I love Bad Religion. They're from this area and everything where I'm at. That one was actually pretty good. I did like that remake a lot. But yeah, this band, like I said, I even heard like some kind of like Dick Dale type of sound too with the song Midnight. That one was my favorite. That and Sex were my favorite. But also some of the music videos, you're gonna get like that 80s vibe to it and everything, like 80s like cheesy horror stuff and stuff like that. I love this band. That's the band I've been listening to over and over again. And this is for sure not in the metal category. Well, I wouldn't really call Starbenders metal, but it has like a hint of it. For Stacey, the two songs I've been listening to is Hills Have Eyes and Choose Life, which is ironic because he didn't choose life. I don't know why, but when that guy died, I didn't know who he was or anything, but that hit hard. Like, I don't know. Like, he was only 26 years old. He didn't even make it to the 27 club. That sounds weird, but usually you hear the 27 club. I was like, oh shit, you died before that. The whole story was like a huge tragedy and everything when I looked up into it. He was produced by Travis Barker. I just feel like he had something to do with it. I'm getting so conspiracy theories, but y'all know how I am with the astrology, and y'all know how I am with like, my little wickedness and everything, how I'm looking into shit spiritually stuff. Travis Barker was always somebody I hated since I never liked Blink-182. They had a song here and there. Their fan base was cringy as fuck. It's like, something sound. I'm just gonna leave it there. Allegedly, you know. I was okay. Anyways, it's definitely more like, you know, it's that pop rock style. Basically, is when I say it's this modern pop rock style with like the emo and the rap and hip hop. Well, I want to say really hip hop, but it definitely had the more rap lyrically to it. But and the lyrics were just very, you know, as you would think, like very depressing and fighting for life and stuff like that. It was trying to be optimistic, but then you have like The Hills Have Eyes, which is more like, it's kind of cliche, you know, oh, this is what goes on in the Hollywood hills and stuff with the pill popping or whatever, right? And it was more like a euphoric new world to him or whatever. So that's basically what those two songs. I did listen to a couple of the other songs, but not thoroughly. I really got trapped with those two. And I'm not gonna lie, it's like when I saw him and I saw that story, there was just some weird energy right there. And the irony is, when I found out and I was doing all this investigation, I was home alone. My dad was in Mexico visiting family and everything like that. How is it I heard movement in his fucking room when I was home alone? Not even joking you. Anyways, the whole situation is crazy. Maybe I'll get into it in another topic, but thanks for taking the time to watch my channel. Ooh, my juggie kind of matches my shirt a little bit. Anyways, salud. Oh God, I needed water really badly, especially because the sun is setting right now on this side. Anyways, thanks you guys for bearing with me and still being here. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.